Oh, the car from Carvana's here. Well, will you look at that? It's exactly what I ordered. Like, precisely. It would be crazy if there were any catches. But there aren't, right?
Right. Because that's how car buying should be. With Carvana, you get the car you want. Choose delivery or pickup, and a week to love it or return it.
Buy your car today with
Carvana. Delivery or pickup fees may apply. Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Living Daily, The Subjectivity of Time by Colin Wright of exilelifestyle.com. And I'm Justin Malik, the guy reading to you every day of the year. And we're going to get right to it as we optimize your life. The Subjectivity of Time by Colin Wright of exilelifestyle.com. Time has passed differently for me since I arrived in Kansas. That's not a statement about Kansas, but rather about how the way we live warps how we perceive the passing of time. For 7 years, I've organized my memories according to locations, and in some cases, my projects. This event happened while I was writing that book. I met this person when I was living in that city. This is something we all do. We bracket our experiences based on the structures underlying our lives in those moments. Sometimes it's school, sometimes it's a particular relationship. We attach our experiences to more foundational experiences because it helps us open up the right mental folder and rifle through its contents when we hope to revisit it. When did I meet this person? I might ask myself. Oh yes, I was living in Prague. I now have context for the relationship, and as such, am more capable of aligning the face of the person in front of me with the buildings I saw daily, the food I enjoyed, the other people I knew, and so on. What's been interesting about living in Kansas is that because I decided to hunker down here for longer than I usually stay in a given location, I've also been more capable of establishing rituals and routines. I've developed habits. I've allowed myself to install more of a framework than I usually have in my day-to-day, which in turn has allowed me to see things in a new way. It's warped my perception of time. I woke up this morning and couldn't believe it was Friday. Where did the week go? What did I do with all that time? I spent the same number of hours as I would usually spend moving from Monday to Friday, but my experience of those hours was different. When in transit, when everything around you is new, your brain is turned on and clocked up at all times. It's exhausting, but it causes you to soak up everything around you. Your brain doesn't know what's an opportunity and what's a threat because the environment is new. As such, you take in a lot more data about every moment of every day, which is amazing if you can become accustomed to the discomfort and overwhelm. When stationary, however, there are generally far fewer variables to keep track of all day long. I'm enjoying the novelty of having morning and nightly routines and can see the benefits of having them, but I also notice that a lot more of my time seems to disappear. I can look back and see what I accomplished in that time and recall individual moments of mental check-in, but the spaces in between those snapshots are usually not sticky enough to have made an impression. I lived through that time, but have no defined, lasting record of it. This could be seen as a feature, not a bug, especially when you're working on a tedious or difficult project or ambition. Having time fly by without any memory of the drudgery and discomfort might be construed as your brain doing you a solid. Why would you want to remember all those dull moments of sitting, thinking, accomplishing little or accomplishing a lot of boring things that will eventually, hopefully, add up to something less boring? For me, though, it's shocking. 7 years of experience on the road has trained me to expect to remember everything and to feel that each day is an endless opportunity to explore internally and externally. Those moments in between, the connective tissue between visible mind muscles, are valuable to me. Waking up and realizing that a whole week has gone by with relatively few memorable moments to show for it is incredibly disconcerting. Time is relative. Brilliant scientists are still debating whether it's even a thing, but we do know that our measurement of it is subjective. The metrics we use are consistent, but they are not themselves relevant beyond the fact that we've agreed that these are the units we'll use. There's nothing meaningful about a second or a minute or an hour or a day or a year, except that they refer to the rough movement of our planet in relation to our star. These are useful units of time only because we all agreed to abide by them a long time ago. But off-planet, these units would be meaningless. If we colonize Mars, we'll need to artificially provide night and day forever, or evolve and adjust to a new measurement of time more connected to the local conditions. In science fiction, they often bypass this issue by inventing things like the basic solar year, which humans in space still adhere to, even when living around far-off stars or on ships far from many planets. This is useful in explaining how much time has elapsed to Earthbound people reading about it, but wouldn't make much sense for those spacefaring humans whose new realities, whose new priorities, were no longer served by that particular method of measurement. There are good practical reasons to maintain a grasp on how everyone else is measuring time, but especially in terms of our own memories and how we recall them, it seems prudent to stay flexible and to allow ourselves to experiment and play. It's worth noting that novelty in learning seems to break us free from mind-blanking time loops. Take a new route to work, and you'll be more likely to remember your commute. Try preparing a new recipe for dinner, and you'll be more likely to remember your evening. Have a challenging discussion about uncomfortable topics with a friend or willing stranger, and you'll be more likely to remember that conversation and the time you spend ruminating about it days later. Think about what units you currently use to mark time and how relevant those units are to what you value and what you hope to measure. Ideally, we tether our memories to things that are integral to our happiness rather than things that simply happen regularly, predictably, and without adding much flavor to our day. It's not easy to realign this foundation once it's been poured, but if you're able to do so, you stand a decent chance of reclaiming and annotating moments of your life that might otherwise be lost to the passing of time. You just listened to the post titled The Subjectivity of Time by Colin Wright of ExileLifestyle.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. Introducing your new Dell PC powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot, because it's built with all-day battery plus powerful AI features that help you do it all with ease, from editing images to drafting emails to summarizing large documents to multitasking. So you can organize your holiday shopping and make custom holiday decor and search for great holiday deals and respond to holiday requests and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, and plan the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC that helps you do it all faster, so you can get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
The holidays have arrived at the Home Depot, and we're here to help bring the excitement with decor for every part of your home. Check out our wide assortment of easy-to-assemble pre-lit trees so you can spend less time setting up and more time celebrating. And bring your holiday spirit outdoors with unique decor like one of our Santa inflatables. Whatever your style, find the right pieces at the right prices this holiday season at the Home Depot.
Thank you to Colin. Not really a minimalism article, but he's one of the most popular minimalists, so I fit this into Minimalist Monday anyway. I do think it's true how routine can make time feel like it just vanishes. And this article reminded me of an idea I first read about many years ago from Jay Harrington of Life and Whim. He talked about this concept of first moments and how you can intentionally create them to slow down your perception of time. I distinctly remember the first time I read about creating first experiences. You can try to wrap your head around that one. But it's true, I actually narrated a couple of posts from Life and Whim way back in 2019. One titled, Experience the Longest Summer of Your Life, and another titled, Slow Down Your Life Through the Magic of First Moments. And the idea has really stuck with me ever since. By adding in small, new experiences, maybe trying a new restaurant, walking around in an area you haven't explored before, Even taking a new route home. You break the routine that makes the weeks blur together. You create those sticky memories that Colin was talking about. It's a good reminder to maybe try something new, even if it's small, it still works. And that can make your day a little more memorable. So good stuff to think about today. Thank you again to Colin. Thank you for being here every day and optimizing your life along with me. It really means a lot. Have a great rest of your day and start to your week. And I'll see you tomorrow as usual, where your optimal life awaits.